On today's podcast, we're doing things a little bit different. It's more of an informational podcast today about the Rum River Festival coming up June 5th through 8th. We're talking about the parade. We're talking about the world's largest game of duck, duck, gray duck, and the world's largest rubber duck coming to town. So make sure you stay tuned and hear all about it.
Welcome to the Princeton Podcast, your go-to source for everything happening in and around Princeton. Join your hosts, Zach, Mary, and Kim, three locals who live and work right here in Princeton, as we bring you the latest events, exclusive interviews with local businesses, and stories that make our town special. Your community, your stories, your podcast.
Today we have Zach. Alex.
What?
My name's Alex.
Yeah. Hey, Alex, I'm Zach.
Nice to meet you.
This is Mary.
Hi, Mary.
Welcome to the Princeton Podcast.
This is my nephew, Alex.
Yeah, you think he's your nephew? You should probably know his name.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's pretty good.
Well, I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, this is
absolutely.
exciting. So you're intern for the city of Princeton this year.
Yeah, the marketing intern.
Excellent. Yeah, so they are really good about giving you all kinds of different experiences, including being on the podcast.
Yeah, it's my second week, so
Yeah,
they're
awesome.
throwing me right in there.
Great.
So we have a couple questions this year. It looks like we're diving into like what's new this year.
For the Rum River Festival?
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you have a list of things that are different, or what's new about this year's festival compared to the years past?
Well, I'd say the biggest thing that's new this year is, well, we've got a couple things. Probably the biggest thing is we're going to try to break the world record for the largest game of duck, duck, gray duck. And the world record is like 2,185 people, something like that. Mm-hmm. So we just figured we need 2,200 people. So, however, that game is actually duck, duck, goose. The world record is for duck, duck, goose.
That's ridiculous.
And we all know that's wrong. Mm-hmm. So the record for the largest game of duck, duck, gray duck is like 180 something. So either way, we're breaking this record.
Wow.
But we'd like to break both.
Yeah.
Duck, duck, goose.
Yeah.
Trying to, take out two birds with one stone kind of deal, or
two
two ducks, two ducks with one stone.
Yeah, two ducks.
Yeah.
2,200 people.
I mean,
Zach.
that's
Why am I calling you Zach?
I don't know. Should we switch spots
there,
or?
maybe.
Alex.
No, I think it's totally doable, especially if we can get people from our town and surrounding towns and just other areas to come join us for this game. Like, it's totally doable.
Yeah, I mean, come up and see the world's largest rubber duck, which is coming back again this year, and then waddle on over to the high school
Waddle.
and get and play duck, duck, gray duck. And one thing that we're doing so that people aren't afraid to sign up is we are separating everybody by their duckade that they were born.
Duck aid?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So we have someone as old as 80 that is signed up and someone as young as 2.
2?
Mm-hmm. And
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep. So we will have, each decade will be separated and playing. So it'll be like
your own separate circle?
multiple games going at the same
nice.
time, so that every group can kind of do it the way if they want to stand.
So how will that be for the record then if they're just separate groups?
Well,
Not
it's
one
still the
huge
one
circle.
It's still one big game of duck, duck, gray duck at the same time.
At the same
Yeah.
time.
Mm-hmm. One interesting fact that I will let you know about is that the Guinness Book of World Records cost at a minimum about $10,000 to get into the book.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's absurd.
Yeah. So we are just trying to break the world record, but Guinness is a little bit unachievable because it's so expensive.
Yeah.
We could make a spoof. We could make our own, book of records.
Yeah, we could.
Half the cost.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So I just think that's kind of an interesting fact. Our committee, so this got started with a group from Plastic Products that came up with the idea to do it. And so they contacted, if you remember years ago, the high school tried to break the world record for the Diet Coke and Mentos all shooting off at the same time.
I was part of that.
So was I.
That was a lot of years ago.
Yeah.
I was there too.
Because they had,
I don't know why I would have been there, but
well, yeah, they had the
I
you
whole,
were a student.
I was a student.
but they
for
had
sure.
the community come out.
Okay.
Yep.
That's why.
Because they needed lots of people. And they did break the record, but it was the same thing. We contacted them. How'd you get into the Guinness? And they said it cost more than 10 grand.
my
So we
goodness.
didn't enter the book, but we broke the record.
Yeah. That
So-
was a good time. I
It was.
remember drinking a lot of soda that day.
I
South
bet.
Elementary was still up, that old one.
Yes. And didn't everybody come over from South Elementary?
I think so.
I think so,
we
too.
had a sub, and she didn't believe us. So we had to stay in the classroom.
You didn't get to go?
No.
To what?
Oh, to the Mentos.
Really?
Yeah, we had a sub, and like the kids are always trying to play pranks on the sub. So
Yeah.
we're like, we're doing a world record attempt for Mentos and Coke.
Oh,
And it
she's
was-
like, I'm not falling
yeah,
for
it was
this.
an old person.
I am not getting fired.
Yep, it didn't fly.
Oh, that's hilarious and sad.
Yeah, we were disappointed.
No doubt. Yeah.
Well, hey, we broke the record anyway, so
Yep.
Congratulations.
if we were like 15 kids short, it would be a big problem.
I
Yeah,
know.
that would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
But-
could blame it on the sub.
Yeah.
Yep.
We won't
Oh
drop
my
any names,
gosh.
but
And I'm telling you, the organization behind things like that is really intense. That's the one.
I bet.
That's the one thing I'm a little nervous about, because bringing in 2,200 people
Yeah.
onto the track and
Yeah.
It's awesome.
people to watch and
We just got to get people to sign up.
Yep. So that's one thing I want to mention, that you can come and join the day of, but it would make it a lot easier for us to know what to expect if people would pre-register, which you can do right on our website.
yeah. So not only do we have the world's biggest game of duck, gray duck, we have the world's biggest duck coming to town
Yep.
again. So if you missed it the first time, this is your opportunity to come and see it again. Or if you missed it, like I said, come and see it for the first time, not again. But
Or you can come and see it again.
yeah. I missed it, unfortunately.
Yeah. And it's big.
It's-
It's over 6 stories high, so
I-
it kind of peeks over all the buildings.
I heard
in
about it.
Princeton. Yep. It's
Oh,
going to
you
be.
did?
Yeah.
On Facebook by chance?
By chance. No, it's exciting though. And plus all the good that comes with it. So the attention, the market, the business, the people, like it was all good for businesses in town.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know some people that lived in town were like, "Oh my gosh, it's so busy," but it's like, yeah, but it's a good busy. Like
It was a good busy.
It helps so many businesses in our town with sales and stuff. So I'm excited for it to come back. And honestly, it'd be cool if it just came every year. But
Yeah, it's really exciting. And the first year he had said that it was the guy that owns the Rubber Duck said that it's going to make a huge economic impact on our community. And I was kind of questioning that, like, it's a big rubber duck.
Yeah.
And it was incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, our businesses told us it was their busiest weekend of the year since they've been open for many of them. I know there were stores that ran out of food.
Yeah.
There was,
Yep.
I mean, it was really incredible. So
yeah, that's exciting. And we have merch too.
we've got merch.
Not only can they, I believe they sell some merch too, but we jumped down that wagon of getting merch, and I think you guys sold out last year.
We did. Yep,
Yeah.
we completely sold out.
Every single item.
We sold out everything, single item. The duck, or the world's largest rubber duck merch sold out on Saturday, and we still had Sunday to go.
Wow.
Yeah, people just love it. I remember like a double X or triple X or something went to like a 4-year-old.
Yeah, they were just buying it to buy it. Yeah, so
It's
they
a
could have
blanket.
it.
We'll make it work.
Yep.
Yeah.
They'll grow into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that the big game of Duck Duck Gray Duck is one of our newer things, and then the other thing is sort of new. It's just a change, I guess, for our Lucky Duck Drop. We normally drop the ducks over the Dunn Bridge into the Rum River, which is always really fun to watch
For
the
the
ducks
for the
come
people
down.
that don't know what the lucky duck drop is, can you explain it real quick?
Yeah, so you can buy a raffle ticket for $10, and that raffle ticket is matched up with a little rubber duck. And then, like I said, we normally would dump the ducks over the bridge, and then the first one to cross the finish line in the river gets the biggest prize. And then there's like 15 or 16 prizes that go down from the top to the $25. But last year the river was so high and so fast, we just didn't want anyone down there. We didn't want to have the ducks in there and have to try to find them and get them out of there. And so we ended up bringing them to the Pat Nodes pool, and we did a Facebook Live, and we dumped them in there. We blindfolded we duct taped Dylan Donner's goggles so he couldn't see. He jumped in, and then he picked out the ducks, and it was really fun and funny.
It was.
The other thing that I think people might not understand about the river is that, the river, we never know what the condition of the river is going to be like. We have to stretch a net with weights on it across the width of the river. It's really rocky, trying to figure out how to tie it down depending on how high the river is.
Right. And if you're not wearing the proper shoes, you can
Yes.
have some crawfish.
You have crawfish
chopping
in
at
your
little
shoes.
piggies.
It's true.
Which that happened. Yes.
Yes. And then a couple years ago, I don't know, maybe 50 of the ducks just like got caught in this small little eddy, and they just kept swirling around, and they didn't come down the river. So then we had to have volunteers swimming well over their heads trying to get the ducks.
So regardless, it's not quite safe or practical to keep doing the river.
I mean, it's difficult. It's really fun, and people enjoy it, and it's fun to see them. The other thing is the ducks that we purchase they're special for this kind of thing, so they don't take in water. They're a little weighted, so they don't tip over. So we have to get them back. And there's always lots of kids down there that watching, which is super fun. But we have to try to get the ducks from them, like taking little rubber ducks from kids, which is not fun.
Yeah.
So just the whole thing is it's hard. It's really hard to do.
So the plan this year is to do it where?
We're going to be doing it at the Princeton High School pool this year. And so this year, that way people can watch. They can come in and watch it. The girls' swim team is going to help out and do a little chuck-a-duck. We have like a little MC. It's going to be a lot of fun. Music playing. And so we're going to be doing it at the high school pool.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. Just wanted to backtrack a little bit because since we're still on the duck topic, I would like to cover on what people need to do to get signed up or to participate in the world record, the Duck, Gray Duck.
Yep, they just have to go to our website. If you go under Rum River Festival, under events, scroll all the way to the bottom, and those are all the links to sign up for anything that you need to sign up for. So whether it's a 5K, the Duck, Gray Duck, whatever it might be.
Because can people sign up the day of, or is it pre-register
They
only?
can, but we prefer.
Well, yeah, we need you guys to do pre so we can.
We just know what's coming. It just would be helpful to know, how many are going to be in each of the decade circles and things like that. So it would be really helpful for planning if possible.
Yeah, for sure.
Sign up.
For vendors, do you have any vendors in mind that are going to be at the festival this year?
Well, we have a different organization that runs the vendor fair and the food trucks, but I'm told that they have over 90 vendors that are going to be there.
Wow.
So it's going to be in the South Mall parking lot, the Princeton Mall parking lot. It will be packed with vendors.
90.
The big duck will be in that parking lot.
Bring your cash.
Yep, bring money. There's going to be lots of fun vendors, all different kinds of vendors. And then on 2nd Street, which is the road in between Bremer Bank and the mall parking lot, that will be closed, and that will have food trucks, like toward Rum River Drive will be full of food trucks. And then on the other, would be the east side of 2nd Street will be bouncy houses.
Wow.
So there'll be lots to do when you're down there.
Activities for your kids.
Yep.
So they can run around.
There's
burn off some energy.
And if you go on our website, there's a whole schedule. There's so much going on. On June 1st is the coronation for the Princeton ambassadors. That sort of kicks it off on that Sunday.
Is it a Sunday? Okay.
Yep. And then Thursday is kind of the big start of the Rum River Festival with the parade. And so far, we're still getting registrations in, but we're at about 95 registrants for the parade, which is a little bigger than last year. So
And you'll still get more, I would
we'll
imagine.
we'll probably get a few more. So
Nice.
And then how does that work? How can people register for
Same
the parade?
thing.
Same thing on the
Yep.
website?
Yep.
Gotcha.
How much is the entry fee?
If
Or
you're a chamber member, it's 50. If you're a non-member, it's 75.
Okay.
Yep. So good to be a chamber member.
Hey, I might have to have a Peak Productions float going down the road.
You should.
That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah. you
Taking
should.
pictures of everyone else.
Yeah.
You can get all your photos,
Oh, that'd be so awesome.
video.
Yeah.
You taking all this in?
I sure am. I'm looking forward to the parade. That's one of my favorite parts.
And Alex is going to help set up the world's largest rubber duck this year.
Yep.
I
Still have my
imagine you'll
hands
be
dirty.
around
Yep.
all weekend.
Yep. Yeah, you'll see me at the merch tent.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can come and say hi.
Yep. Alex is going to be working at the merch tent. We've got Jeep merch, and we've got rubber ducks, and we've got stickers and hats, and so it's
Yeah.
going to be fun.
I wanted to plug another activity that kids and families can do. They can stop at the Splash Park. Every single day it's going to be open during the Rum River Festival. So if the weather permits and it's nice out, you
It
and your
will be.
family. Is it? That's
Yes,
great
it's going to
hear.
be 75 and sunny, no wind. Go ahead.
That's
Yeah.
like a month.
No wind.
Go ahead.
Kim knows. Kim knows.
She's now,
You have to put it out in the universe.
Yeah. Well, the Splash Park is a good spot to cool off and just have a good rest of your day.
And Friday the Rum River Festival, it's going to be sponsored by the Chamber from 11 to 6.
Right.
So it'll be free
Awesome.
everyone. And then the city of Princeton is extending the hours that day from 6 to 8.
Oh, that
so
is
it'll
so
actually be open
awesome.
from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Friday, free all day.
Right.
And then I
Cool.
believe the golf course sponsored.
That's the good weather calling.
Yep. And then
Your wish
it's,
is granted.
Then on Saturday, I believe the golf course sponsored it all day.
That's right.
So it's free again on
Yeah,
Saturday.
Friday and Saturday.
Yep.
You can get into the splash park for free.
Yep.
So always have a bag with suits and towels and,
Head over to Splash Park.
yep.
And also on Friday, the Princeton Community Ed is bringing the Minnesota Twins baseball camp back. And so that's also free, but you have to register, pre-register for that through Community Ed. And when that finishes, then you can just head right over to Splash Park because the Twins baseball camp is right there.
That's awesome.
Any dances or anything happening at any local establishments?
There will be some live bands at Neighbors on the Rum.
Okay.
They'll be, blocking off part of the road, in that area, their big parking lot, I should say.
Are they doing Friday and Saturday or just
I
one?
believe so.
Oh, cool.
Yep, I believe Friday and Saturday they'll have things going on there.
Okay.
And then Saturday morning is our big Rum River Festival 5K. So that starts at the library. You register at Northern Nutrition, and it's just an out and back. You run straight down 4th Avenue South, and then there's a sign that tells you to turn around down by the wastewater treatment plant, and you come back and go for state events, times it, and so you get an official time and a photo, and on your way back, you'll be able to look right at the largest rubber duck coming back, and so it's really a fun race.
So when you say register, you just mean they need to pre-register, right?
Yes, I mean, that's best, because then they're in for sure. I mean, we order extra shirts and goodie bags. You get a shirt and a goodie bag with the registration. The registration for the free shirt and goodie bag guaranteed ended last week. So, but we order extra. So it's best to just get pre-registered.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
It's a
then
little-
check in at Northern Nutrition.
Check in at Northern Nutrition.
Okay.
It's a little crazy, the morning of. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Sounds good. How does local businesses and volunteers make this festival come to life?
Well, one rumor I would like to squash right now. I
Rumors?
see that on the Princeton
What?
bulletin board
No.
sometime that the city of Princeton taxpayers pay for the world's largest rubber duck, which is
Oh.
not true.
Sorry, I wrote that.
Zach. So the Chamber and the City of Princeton are two separate entities. The Chamber of Commerce is a nonprofit organization, and we are a membership organization, and we also have tourism under our umbrella. But we are separate from the City of Princeton, although we work very closely with the City of Princeton.
Yeah.
So we raise the money for the world's largest rubber duck, and with our sponsorships through our businesses this year, we raised more than enough to bring it back, which is just excellent.
Yeah. So squashing that taxpayers are not paying for the duck.
Also, I hear rumors that it costs like $175,000, something like that.
$175,000?
So it costs $6,300 if everybody
Yeah.
wants to know
The
to
duck
bring the
is
duck.
not made out of gold.
It is not made out of gold. No. So that's another rumor I would like to squash.
$6,300 sponsored by businesses.
Yes.
Yeah, your local businesses.
And then we just have, everybody just pitches in. It's really awesome. We have Happy Production Studios is coming. They are a 24/7 online radio station out of Cambridge. They are also members of our chamber. They're going to come and set up at the world's largest rubber duck on Friday and Saturday. So there'll be fun music playing while you're down there. Knife River out of St. Cloud, we are required to have I can't remember if it's 2,000 maybe. We have to have 8 2,000-pound concrete blocks to hold the rubber duck down.
Wow.
And so it's not like, people just have those laying around. So Knife
No.
River is providing those.
Wow.
And they're also providing some concrete, they're called jersey barriers, to protect people that are walking around in the streets that are closed so that we don't have an incident like in Vegas where a car drives through a crowd or anything. So it'll be, we'll all be protected thanks to Knife River donating that. And they
Wow.
bring them here,
Super
drop them
helpful.
off. And
Fantastic.
Yep. Vanderpool Disposal, they donate garbage cans for the event. I mean, we just have everybody,
That's awesome.
taking part.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you think this would be a good time for a sponsor break?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, Minnesota, it's time to make history. On Saturday, June 7th, right here in Princeton, we're attempting the world's largest game of duck, duck, gray duck. Not tag, not goose. We're doing it the right way, the Minnesota way. The current world record, 2,100 people. And we plan on beating it. All we need is you. So grab your grandma, your coworkers, your neighbor's cousin's roommate. If they can sit in a circle, they're invited. Join us at the Princeton High School track and field. Let's make it fun. Let's make it official.
So how do local businesses, one, get involved, or for one, is there even, what needs do you guys still need help with in the fair?
The festival, yeah.
In the festival, yeah. Sorry, fair. Festival.
We have a volunteer sign-up sheet online, which you can also find on our website. Go to our website, events, Rum River Festival, scroll all the way to the bottom. And we need help with takedown of the world's largest rubber duck on Sunday. We could use help at the merchandise tent for the chamber and information tent. If you go online, you can find out. We're starting to fill up, so we're really appreciative. We could also use some help at the world's largest game of Duck, Duck, Gray Duck.
Mm-hmm. And not just local businesses. Anybody can help. Anybody can volunteer.
Yes, we'd love to have community volunteers. Yeah.
What kind of help are you looking for at the Duck, Duck, Gray Duck?
Well, we're looking for referees. So we're going to have sort of a referee of in each circle so that they can sort of give instructions to the circle. And, maybe the people that were born in the 1940s would prefer not to sit on the ground and pop up, and they just want to stand, which is fine. But just as a group, kind of work it out. They can just kind of work that out amongst themselves. So, that's why we have the referees. And then we could also use help checking in.
Got it.
Because everyone needs to sign a waiver. And then M Health Fairview will be there to deal with any injuries that might occur, which hopefully none will. If you ask Chief Frederick, he calls it like duck, duck, break an ankle or something. So
all right.
It'll be fine.
That would be me.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, never mind. Do you have some key dates in mind or times or?
Well, one thing that we haven't talked about yet is on Sunday the 8th, down at the world's largest rubber duck, we're going to have an event called Duck, Duck, Jeep, and we're including Mini Coopers this year.
Mini Coopers.
Yes.
What is that going to look like?
Well, Mini Coopers, what we found out last year, they claim that they are the ones that started the duck, duck, like ducking your vehicle. So Jeep owners like to go around and duck each other. So they leave little ducks on when they see a Jeep. They'll leave a little duck. Mini Coopers claim they were the ones that started that. That's what we found out.
That?
That's what they say. They
Controversy.
say yes. So last year at the world's largest rubber duck, there was a huge group of Mini Coopers that came to see the world's largest rubber duck, and they said we're the first. So
this is like Hatfield and McCoy's. Like, what's going on?
Sunday is the Duck Wars.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. So
we were here first. We started this.
Yeah.
No, we did.
So we're gonna have like a way that you can drive in. Jeeps and Mini Coopers will be able to drive in and then park right in front of the world's largest rubber duck, get a photo, and then go find a place to park.
Nice.
Wow.
Yep. So that'll be really fun. So it's like the ultimate ducking of your vehicle.
That's awesome. Well, if you have a Mini Cooper or a Jeep, this is your opportunity. I have a Jeep.
And last year the duck had to come down. Yeah, the duck had to come down because of the wind. It was extremely windy on Sunday last year. And the thing I'd like people to remember is that there were some people that got angry over it. We had sort of the perfect storm. We had the wind, CenturyLink went down, and AT&T went down all at the same time. So we could not get the word out that the big rubber duck was coming down. So people were very upset. They said they'd driven an hour. One woman said she came from Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
Yeah, I flew in for this.
Yeah. So we can't control the weather, and that rubber duck is someone's livelihood. They own that. That's what they do for a living. They bring that rubber duck all over. So when they feel it needs to come down, it has to come down. There's just nothing else we can do about it. Yep. And last year, all those concrete blocks that I talked about, it was dragging those concrete blocks across the parking lot toward the apartment buildings.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, and even to get it down was like
dragging the concrete blocks.
It was so windy.
Yes, it was dragging them, and so it was really like wrestling this thing to get it down because, just like a big air balloon, it's like trying to pull that out of the sky. Chad got like a big cut on his hand and from the ropes trying to pull it down. And so there's nothing we can do about it, unfortunately. So we're, like I said, It'll be 75. Last year I kept saying it'll be 75 and sunny all weekend, and I forgot to say no wind.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now I'm putting that out in the universe too.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Question for you: does it cost anything to come see this duck or attend any of these activities? Like, is there any,
Nope. And last year, everything's free to go see the world's largest rubber duck. So, and to play in Duck, Duck, Grey Duck. So if you see, last year we had some scammers that said, I still have tickets left. Do not believe that.
Yeah.
The
It'll
event is
happen,
free.
too.
It'll happen this year, I'm sure, too. So, but yeah, those events are free. The only thing that costs money, I mean, even Splash Park is free on Friday and Saturday. The 5K costs $35 to register for the 5K. And
Okay.
yeah, that's about.
and that's pretty
That's
much
what it-
to get like your stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yep. And we hire Gopher State events to time
Yeah.
the event, and you get you get a bib and all that kind of stuff with it. And then of course the Lucky Duck tickets are $10 a piece.
Yep.
So and we did sell out of all 1,000, and we only sell 1,000.
that's pretty awesome.
Yep.
I ran that 5K before a couple times
Oh.
with my brothers and my sister. It was actually
Fun.
pretty fun. But
Yeah.
it was back when we would do it at or start at Mark Park.
Yes, I remember that. It was a little more complicated of a route.
Yeah.
You had to do a lot of turns, and it's
Yeah.
a nice area. What's nice about this area too is it's out and back, which is easy, and it's really shaded. Down 4th Avenue South, too,
That's
which
a
is
big
nice.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very nice.
I remember running it a couple years ago in the last mile. It was no shade, and I was
Oh yeah.
dying
So
of
hot.
heat, and it was just getting to that high noon sun.
Uh-huh.
Towards I was like, I'm not gonna make it.
Yeah, and you can walk.
Yeah.
We have several teams that are joining. Sherburne State Bank put together a team. Phillips Distilling put together a team. So many of them. Some will run, some will walk, and so it's fun. You can bring your dog as long as it's on a leash
Yeah.
and
Do you
isn't
have
my
any-
dog.
Do you have any good memories of the Rum River? What's your favorite
Oh,
part?
I was thinking about that. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'd have to say the parade. I love the parade every year. But what I miss about the parade is the amount of bands.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a hard time getting marching bands because of we're early in the season.
Yep.
There are many schools that are, they have graduation that night, or they're just getting out of school, so they haven't had a chance to practice. So that's why we have a hard time getting bands.
Yeah, we used to have a lot of bands, but the school, not all the schools have bands anymore.
Right. I mean, that's also
That's
an issue.
huge. Yeah. So I'd say the parade. Snow cones.
Yeah, that's a good one. I agree. All the intricate floats that go through. My favorite one is the Coburn's grocery
the big cart.
The giant grocery cart
That's
is my
what
favorite.
Grandpa likes too. He
Yeah.
loves that thing.
Because
It's
it's
so
almost seated on top.
loud.
Yeah, like a race car.
Yeah.
And they just rev it through the streets.
Yes.
And
So
you just
funny.
see the supersized products
Yeah,
in the
big
cart.
Cheerios or the Food Club.
Exactly.
I think it's Food Club brand,
Is it?
isn't it? Because
Probably.
that'd be Coburn's brand.
Exactly.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Former Coburn's employee.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Coburn's cashier.
Yep.
Good times.
I think the parade too. That's my memory of. I remember specifically when my dad was Grand Marshal, and you guys were all really little. I mean, really
Babies.
Really?
babies. I think, yeah, because Ryan
Okay.
and Lydia, I remember being
The
toddlers.
3 babies were in their Bremer.
Yeah, and everybody all had
T-shirts.
Bremer T-shirts, and we'd sit in front of Bremer Bank. And
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the spot.
Yep. And I think Grandpa pulled a couple of grandkids in the wagon. Maybe Lydia and Ryan or something.
Yep,
yeah.
maybe.
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
I was there
It's
for the
fun.
candy.
for sure.
Yep.
And there's so much candy. I just can't. We usually the chamber comes through the last. We're the last ones to come
Okay.
through, and I cannot get over full grocery bags of candy,
Yeah.
especially at the beginning. If toward the end, I feel bad because sometimes they run out of candy, and some people at the end of the parade are like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The businesses have done a good job with that, though.
Yes,
in,
really
in
good.
getting more. I mean, the golf course one year I had got a picture from Amanda, and it was a garbage can
full of candy.
full of candy to throw out.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, they do a really good job.
So
Yeah, the businesses have really figured out how to spread it out, and it's just really fun. And for businesses, it's a great way for you to kind of raise awareness about your business.
Right.
Because so many people see it, and maybe didn't know what it was before. So,
hand out some swag.
yep, yeah,
I would imagine that the kids nowadays, hopefully, the big duck will be their big memory.
Yeah, yeah, probably will be. That'll be cool.
Yep.
Remember when we'd go visit the big duck? Yeah.
So
Right
is your
on.
favorite memory the 5K?
Yeah,
Okay.
I would say so. Running with the family, and
Should do it again.
I don't want to embarrass everyone.
Yeah.
I
With your video.
I can't.
Put your
though,
GoPro
when I
on.
do those things though, like when I run or compete in, like, to me it's competing instant. So I like, if someone's in front of me, I have to beat them. I have to.
And no matter how you
And
feel.
it's not even just. It's like, could I go faster?
Yeah.
Could I run this whole thing? Oh my gosh, I think I could.
Yeah.
And it's like, then I'm just leveling up every time. And I'm like, then I'm sprinting the whole thing and I'm dying at the end.
Uh-huh.
I just got a vision of Chad.
Chad last year.
Yeah.
He wouldn't appreciate that being on the podcast, I don't think.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, maybe again, maybe sometime.
For any of you who know Chad, you can ask him about his 5K last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did he make it?
He did make it.
Yeah.
You can still ask him about it?
Yeah, you can still ask him about it. He lived to tell the tale.
Awesome. Well,
So anyway, so June 5th through 8th, parade all the way through the Duck Duck Jeep and Mini Cooper event and everything in between. Also on Sundays, the big Princeton Lions airport brunch out at the airport. So that's always really popular. That starts at like 7:30, I think. You can go out and have pancakes and eggs and kielbasa. Now that you know what that is.
So good.
Yep. They have, that's always a good time.
Cool. It's coming right up.
It's coming up really fast, too fast. But we'll be ready.
Remember, everybody, pray for no wind and rain.
Yep.
No wind
75
and rain.
sunny, no wind. We'll leave it at that.
Sounds awesome.
Doesn't it?
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
just a chance of lightning.
No
Zach.
lightning.
Why would you put that out in the universe?
We're fine.
Do you take it back?
No. I'll pray about it later.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Well, thanks, everybody. And thanks for being here today, Alex.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
This was a
it was
great
really fun.
experience.
Good.
Alex Miller.
Alex Miller.
Alex Miller,
Yeah.
Yeah.
not Zach.
Alex Miller.
Sorry
All
about
right.
that.
Well, so this is Kim, Zach, and Mary signing off. This is Princeton. Stay here.
Play
Play
here.
here.